I think they feared Matthew.
We did not fear death.
But this period was a rather extraordinary confluence of events.
I think things had really started going wrong.
Things had spun out of control.
Dikakanyo Lingelihle, Lingelihle industrial area.
Come over during daytime.
The death of Lingelihle was a turning point in South Africa's revolution. We must never forget that.
Imqondo emihle Lingelihle industrial area opposite Karok 4 monument. Ngicela kungaba icebo elihle kube namafemu lapho nje. Ngoba kuyaqada efralo kusemakhaya kakhulu. Once kwaba namafemu ngaphandle kwalabo abangcwatshelwe khona. Ingaba indawo enakela kungaba namathuba amaningi omsebenzi. Umuntu ukoniwe Fort Galata, Spiro Mkhonto, and Stella Mhlawuli played their huge role in fighting against apartheid. So maybe it might be a good idea to have Lingelihle industrial area just outside where their monuments are.
Credit 4, today is the first session of a reopened inquest into their death at the Gqeberha High Court. The government says the reopening of the inquest is in the interest of justice. The Credit 4 is a collective name given to the anti-apartheid activists Fort Galata, Matthew Goniwe, Stelo Mhlawuli, and Spiro Mkhonto. They were abducted and murdered in a roadblock set up by apartheid security police in 1985. 2 inquests have already been held previously, but their families say they produced more questions than answers.
I think it would be a good idea to have, as much as their cases were long and cases were now they've been further elongated so that everyone can notice them, it probably would be a good idea to make sure that there's an industrial area around that area, so that it's an area that gets the most attention. Where the industrial areas get development, the industrial area always has third roads, so the area won't be too rural, especially if Karok is just not performing activities. Then you find that outside Lingelihle where they were buried, it will become more versatile because of the industrial area. I think it's a great idea to develop it, not just leave it like Soweto. Before 1975, there were some gravel roads and some third roads, but since the 1976 Soweto uprising, it has got international attention. Now all roads have been tarred. It's getting the most attention. It has got big shopping malls like Maponya Mall. I've never set foot in Sharpeville, but judging from its appearance on TV, it looks like it's a well-developed township. There are graves of people who died in 1960 fighting apartheid. So sometimes you torture someone and you find that you're making them more popular, they become an icon. So Lingelihle industrial area opposite Karok 4, because Karok has been renamed Lingelihle anyway, so it would be a great idea to have Lingelihle industrial area. Anyway, that's just my opinion. It's just very close to Lingelihle township, so you find that the township will end up becoming a suburb because of the industrial area just outside the monument. I think it would be a great idea. You press someone only to make them more popular.
There's seemingly been an action over prosecuting apartheid era cases, as Nick Anderson reports.
On the 2nd of July 1985, the burnt bodies of anti-apartheid activists Fort Galata and Matthew Goniwe were found. Days earlier, the bodies of Spiro Mkhonto and Stelo Mhlawuli were also discovered. The 4 had gone missing while traveling home from a meeting. The deaths of the Cradock 4 sent shockwaves across the country after a leaked apartheid police document showed an order for the 4 activists to be permanently removed from the community. 37 years later, Lukhanyo Galata, the son of Fort, is still leading the fight for action against his father's killers and those who gave the order. Fort Galata, telling the story of the Cradock 4 and what his family did for the community of Cradock, is equally as important. This week, Galata premiered his new documentary film, Tina Sizwe, at the National Arts Festival in Makanda. The film looks at the legacy of former ANC Secretary General James Arthur Galata and questions the ANC-led government over the lack of justice for the Cradock Fall. The film comes with a 24-piece photographic exhibition on display at Rhodes University until the 20th.
You oppress, you popularize. Now you find that Cradock will end up being more developed because of the industrial area joining it. Joining into the town. You will become a popular area, joining into the town. You oppress, you popularize.
The day the Cradock Fall funeral was held.
I'm trying to obviously put context to the Cradock Fall in my father, right? By saying that this was a full-on human being. He wasn't just a person that was killed on this night alongside his friends and his comrades. He wasn't just that political activist guy. Sure, politics consumed a great deal of who and what he was, but it wasn't just that.
So will the families of the Cradock Fall ever get justice?
They deserve to get justice.
Despite the years of delay, the Galata family says they are optimistic and feel the closest they have ever been to justice for the Cradock Fall. But while prosecution...
So I think it would be great. They need to get justice. And due to the Cradock Fall being there, they have to get paid. And at least for Galata, there is a foundation in his memory. So I think it would be a great idea to have an industrial area connecting Lingelihle, Cradock itself. So that there's plenty of development. They are coming with further developments. They are members of the UDF, so Viva UDF, Viva United Democratic Front.